I have been waiting for so long, and I've eventually seen one. This has really made my week. So that is a Eurasian moose. My God, look at that. Ah. Environment, wildlife, it is truly amazing. This has made my absolute week. I have been, I'm gobsmacked. I was just driving around, I'm absolutely gobsmacked. For a year I've been driving around looking for these guys, and I've eventually found one when I wasn't expecting it. Unbelievable. What a privilege. So after that experience, guys, I've had to pull over because I need to get this off my chest. It ain't rocket science, guys. This is for those in Britain. And I know I bang on about it all the time, but when you have experiences like that just down the road, it says a lot about the place you're in. And we have got nothing like this at all in the United Kingdom. And that's one of the reasons I want to leave the United Kingdom, because I feel much better when I'm in a location like this in myself, knowing that it's natural. It does its own thing. They manage the woodland themselves. They just manage the landscape. It all manages itself. So this week, like alone in the forest, I've seen red squirrel. I've obviously just seen that Eurasian moose. We've got wolf here. We've got lynx here. We've got all different bird species here. Yesterday, I saw a butterfly that when it landed in the bilberry, its wings were exactly the same size as the leaves on the plant, and it just blended in. And I was like, that is astonishing. So obviously I'm really sad, because there's probably a few of you at home thinking, what on earth is this bloke going on about again? But we don't have this, and we are missing out. And it ain't rocket science, but what it is bureaucracy and politics and bullshit, unfortunately. And it stops us from being able to have stuff like this. It takes decades. It'll take 100 years to get stuff like this back in the UK. But let's just bloody do it. Do you know what I mean? Instead of all your fannying about, let's take millions of years and we have to go through the bureaucracy and all of the paperwork, and it's a load of bullshit if you ask me. It's about the right thing for the countryside, but I think probably too late in the UK anyway. I'm glad I got that off my chest now. As for the rest of the world, I hope you're enjoying your countryside and environment like I am here, because this is just bloody lovely. Bloody politics and bureaucracy pisses me off. It does in Britain, honestly. Oh, I'm still filming. Right, okay. Yesterday, I popped into the Włodawa synagogue, and I spoke to a lady who I met called Anita on my first visit in June. And they kindly said that I could come in before the museum opened. I've come upstairs to get a shot of the synagogue from above, looking down into obviously the building. But these were crucial buildings for the Jewish communities for prayer, socialising, I suppose. But what we're going to do in a minute, I'm going to ask Anita if she can give us a little insight into what happened here, the building itself, and the future, what the plans are for the museum here. So I'm with Gitarra. I've pronounced it right, haven't I?
Nearly.
Okay, or amber in English. Gitaria is going to just give us a quick insight into the building, what happened here during the Holocaust and what they're using it for today. So thank you very much for doing this. It's a beautiful building. It's obviously very significant for the area. Could you explain to us, what was this building used for originally?
So this building is one of 3 buildings, but actually the eldest one from the whole complex. It was built in 1774.
Okay.
And obviously it was built in a place of previous wooden synagogue.
Right.
So it was used by a Jewish community for religious purposes. And also we have another 2 synagogues. So this one is Bet HaKnesset, and also we have Bet HaMidrash, the old Bet HaMidrash and the new Bet HaMidrash.
Okie dokie. And today it's a museum, so you can come and visit. What's the visitor numbers? Do you know what the numbers are here at the moment? Who come on a yearly basis, or?
It's actually really hard to judge. It depends, like if we are taking a summer season or a winter season. So winter season is nearly dead. But then, in the summer we have quite a lot.
I was here in the winter, and there was no one in the town, but it was freezing cold. But you've seen the videos of that. So. What does the museum, how does the museum work? What does it try to push? Jewish culture, architecture, or, is it just a package of the whole thing, really,
A little bit of each, I'd say.
Okay.
It's actually a very small town, but a very big museum. As I said, it's a complex of 3 buildings. So we have architecture, first of all. Then the most important thing is Jewish culture, because everything goes around Jewish culture, and also the ethnic culture of Poland, because we have ethnographic exhibition here as well.
Okay.
So basically how it works, the most representative building is all dedicated to Jewish culture.
Okay.
So everywhere we go and where you see, like, first of all, you would notice the Jewish culture. The same is with the small synagogue as well. So the first floor is dedicated to Jewish culture, but then the second floor and the attic is dedicated to the local culture.
Okay.
Which contains Catholics and Orthodox Christians as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it's the upper floors, but when you go inside the building, you see Jewish culture. Also, we have a lot of educational space for children, for adults as well, right? And our administration building, the church synagogue, has also an exhibition area, and it's all dedicated to Polish history. So say, uprisings and World War II, but from the Polish point.
Okay. Well, that's why I'm here, actually, because obviously I'm doing the uprising at Sobibor. Can you just give us a small insight into, what actually it was brutal here, wasn't it? It was very traumatic for the people. So, what, in a brief sort of way, what actually happened here?
You mean here or in the Sobibor?
No, here in Włodawa, for the ghetto.
First of all, like when we're speaking about the ghetto, we have to remember that the ghetto here, it's also existed. A lot of people think that the ghetto was only in Krakow or Warsaw, in the bigger cities, but most of the cities had their own ghettos, because Jewish people weren't allowed to use public space, public areas. But our ghetto was different. It was more open, and it was also a transit ghetto. So a lot of people were brought here from Holland, from Austria, and from the areas around Włodawa. And of course, like one word to say, it was a horrible history, and it's really hard for me, to put it in one sentence.
I understand.
So we'll have to come, I don't know, and give me more time to
100%, 100%. Well, this is the thing. The reason I'm doing this is because I was absolutely shocked just at what I'd seen on a documentary, and it made me want to look into it more. And education is so important about that period of time and what happened. And hopefully, just little conversations like this give people a little bit more of an insight to what actually happened, but obviously in such a small, you can't put everything in a short interview.
It's very hard for us,
yeah,
and very interesting for
yeah,
us,
yeah, yeah,
as we are working here. It's actually a little bit of a passion.
Absolutely.
Right?
Because
you have to show this horrific story for each single person from different areas, from different countries, in a different way, so that they would be able to understand. For example, Polish people, Lithuanian people see it from their perspective. British people see it from their perspective, and Jewish people see it from their perspective.
That's a really good way of putting it.
It's really important to be able to speak about that, so that those people would be able to understand, to feel it, and of course not to hurt them.
Absolutely. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. I think it's really important, as I say, when I'm doing stuff like this, you have to get an insight into what happened locally, and Amber has done that for us, I think, today. So thanks very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's been a real privilege to be here today. I've learned a lot. This is a memorial service to those who lost their lives here. There's also a stone being laid for an unmarked grave, I suppose, and that's to do with Rena's father, who picked up a lock of hair, and it's been in Rena's hands since Thomas Blatt died. Anyway, it was buried here last year, and now the memorial stone is going with it. But there's some other memorial stones going down for people who lost their lives not too far away from here. They were from Zamość, and we've got schools from the local area, and we've had people come across from Germany to do some of the talks as well. So it's been really nice, an international event, and it's a real nice way for me to finish off this trip on this occasion, meeting some lovely people.
Okay everyone, so this is Rena Blatt. I've met Rena a number of times on the internet through Zoom meetings, and it's really lovely to meet you now, Rena. So Rena, this is an emotional thing to come and do, but how does it make you feel when you come back to Sobibor, when you know what happened, and how important are events like today for education for the future?
Right, I think it's incredibly important, and just incredibly important. When I come here, there's always children and older students from, different communities, which is great. There's just different communities from which the Jews once lived and were taken here. So they learn about, their lives and what happened during the Holocaust. And they learn about Sobibor, and there's nothing like actually being here to experience it and really understand, deepens the understanding.
Do you know, for the first time, I'm actually getting really quite emotional here, because your dad has been a huge part of what I've done. I've read his books, obviously talking to you. People don't realise. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because I was really shocked at the lack of understanding I had of what really happened here and across the Holocaust. And your dad, you have to give him huge credit for actually taking the step, which must have been so difficult, and it is difficult for people to want to talk about this, because but he did, didn't he? And he sort of broke the mold in some respects, didn't he?
He was one who really did talk about it. It was hard for him. A lot of survivors didn't want to talk about it, but he did. He wanted to keep the memory alive, and
and you're doing a great
Okay.
job yourself.
Thank you.
It's amazing what you do.
Thank
So
you.
give yourself a pat on the back.
Thank
To
you.
come all the way from California to this lovely. Well, it was nice weather yesterday,
It
wasn't it?
was.
But anyway, thank you so
All right,
much for all your
thank
help
you.
and support.
Thank you.